Today we're going to be taking our scraps. I've cut my scraps into thin strips. We might be using a little bit of yarn, some pretty little beads, some small pieces of ephemera, a few bulb pins, and you'll need a small piece of cardstock or maybe from a box. This happens to be from the box that we used in yesterday's video. And we can take all of this and turn it into this. Charms, collaged charms, journal jewelry. Won't you join me? Hi Best Buds, it's Cathy with Cathy's Garden, and I'm so happy that you've joined me today. Today we're going to be taking our paper scraps. I have paper scraps here that I've cut into thin strips. Some strips are thinner than others, but none of them are over a ½ inch wide. I showed you my box piece from the video we made yesterday. I will also be using my school glue. If this was an empty container of glue, this much would be glue and this much would be water. I like to use a flat brush to apply my glue. So I need to shake my bottle up a little bit to make sure my water and my glue are well mixed. I'm going to apply my glue to the shiny portion of my box. Now maybe you're just using cardstock. That will work perfectly too. Spreading my glue out and then selecting a strip and placing it on the box, and then brushing it with a little more glue. I'm going to continue until my box is covered. And in just a short period of time, you will complete your collage and it will be beautiful. I have prepared 2 collages last night and they are completely dry now. I'm going to remove my wet one here and we can work on the dry ones. So just like the one we made together, the back is just a cardstock color. I took the printed portion to collage on top of. I think I would like to cover the back maybe with some coffee dyed paper. But first, let's trim the edges. To put my backing, which is my coffee dyed paper here, onto the back of my cardstock or my box, I'm going to use my Yoo-Hoo glue stick. Placing it on and smoothing it out. Now, just a little trimming. Now I have both of mine covered with some pretty coffee dyed paper. Let's talk about the shape we're going to need for our charms. It's really going to depend on what you're going to use to decorate your charms with. I have chosen some small butterflies. Maybe you have some small flowers, some labels. I know that my circle punch is not going to want to punch through all of this. I have my art glitter glue. It's in a larger container than what I usually use. And I'm going to take my pen and I'm going to draw around my container. And then I'm going to trim it out. So now I have my circle cut, and I can take my pieces, my fussy cut that I want to use to see if that's a large enough base to showcase my fussy cut. I think this size is perfect for the size of my butterflies. If you have a larger fussy cut, then you would need a larger circle, or rectangle, or a heart, whatever you choose. Let's look at my fussy cuts a little closer. These I have drawn around the edge of the fussy cut using this marker, and I also placed little dots around the wings using this pin. So let's do that to these two, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I have my Office Trend metallic colored pins. There are lots of pins that you could use. This is a silver, and I'm going to just color the edge around the butterfly. You could use your sponge and your oxide ink if you wish, but I thought it would be kind of fun to use a silver pen. Now with my second pen, Uniball Signo SIGNO Broad, and it is a white, and I'm going to go around the wing of my butterfly just to add interest. So I just did one side so you can see the contrast. You don't have to add things like this, but I thought it was pretty cute. So I'm going to finish the other side. I can't leave it lopsided. Now here are three that I've placed silver around the edge, and I've put little polka dots on the wings. So I've traced another circle, and this time I used a scrap file folder so it's firm. And I'm going to turn my little piece over. So I've got the back side up, and I'm going to draw circles on this piece with a pencil. Depending on how big your piece is, will determine how many circles you can get from it. Because we have prepared 3 of the butterflies, I thought 3 circles would be fine. And now I'm going to need to trim my circles out. Don't worry that you're cutting it by hand. I actually think it adds something special when it's not so super perfect. And I know by cutting this that my punch would never have punched through this. So there's my first one. I'm not going to turn it over yet. It's going to be a surprise. I do see that I have a little bit of my pencil markings on the edge. So I'm just going to use my eraser and remove them. All right, so let's see what we have. Oh my goodness, I think they're very pretty. Each and every one of them. Let's bring our silver marker in again, and let's color the edge of our circle. Let's see how our butterflies are going to look on these. Oh my goodness, I think they're going to be gorgeous. So I want to add a hole on the top and on the bottom. And I'm thinking, do I want to add my butterflies now? I'm kind of thinking I do. I'm also wondering, do I want to put some dots around the edge of the circle? Yeah, I think that might add a little something something. So with the same white pen, I'm going to place circles around my circle. And once again, it does not have to be perfect. I think they're really turning out so cute, but we're not finished quite yet. I can't decide, do I want to glue those butterflies on first, or do I want to put my holes in it first? I think maybe I should attach my butterflies. I'm going to be using my art glitter glue, and I'm going to add a little bit of glue onto my butterflies and glue them on. I have a small hole punch. I also have one of these. I know that not everyone has one of these, but if you do, you can use it, or you could use a small hole punch. Now, maybe you want your butterfly to hang in an angle. That's okay too. Your butterfly does not have to hang straight up and down. In fact, I'm thinking maybe I'd like to add my hole, maybe right here for this one. Maybe something like that. And then let's add this one, maybe over here. And then this one. Let's bring in our bulb pins and our beads. I'm going to open my bulb pin and I'm going to place a bead on. Maybe a couple would be pretty. And then I'm going to attach my circle. So now we have some beads on our bulb pin, and I'm just looking to see how it hangs. I think I'm going to need to place my second hole right underneath the first hole that I added, because I'm thinking I'd like to add a little bit of the specialty yarn underneath. So I'm just going to look to see, I think maybe about right here. And then let's see, what yarn do I want to add? I was thinking, how am I going to get all this yarn in this small little hole? I took some of my bookbinding thread and went through the hole with it, and then I laid my yarn over that thread like this. I move it up for you. And then this is the end right here. Here's another end, and I turned it around and I put it back through the hole. So both of my ends are over here, and then I gently pulled and it popped it through. So that's how I got all of this yarn in the hole. I love how these have turned out. They went beyond my imagination, and I'm just thrilled. You could use these on the side of your journal where you sew your signature in. You could use it on a piece of ephemera. You could clip it onto a page of a bow. There's so many things that you can do with these. I love how they've turned out. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, please give me a thumbs up. I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. I'll see you there, guys. Bye now.